doing my typing now. I can try and edit this. Cometts skies project it's meant to be. 5G. The 5G effects on my body today is unbelievable. But the skies are falling. I mean, I'm just watching weather counts compared to what I saw. Awareness. Basically, this is about. Right, so I'm building this sky. Makes my skin crawl. I see. Yeah, really. Get out of my life, you bloody humans. It's demonic. It says. Right, how many times are you going to keep hacking into me? I'm trying to show a live weather camera. Wow, look at that in London. Right, so I'm going to back a bit, see when this we got to wipe out sky. The chemicals, engineering. I didn't bother taking any photos or video. I'm too tired. Breaking. This is demonic. When did you ever see skies like that? Not sure what. No, you bother down in their phones. I don't above. So I wouldn't bother to look at. I mean, when did you see man-made clouds like that? I mean, anybody old enough to remember when they're kids? This isn't a natural weather for to detox. Right, we have extra sun exposure. On the left of the screen is white. In the middle of these man-made grey clouds is some kind of colour, extra light source. There was about 5 reflecting on the cars. I stopped, but I was too knackered to take a video. All these light sources, it's just this is they have to bring in contrast. I mean, it's like they're blinking or affecting Mother Earth. You take all the effects of bringing in the ears and pulsating in, like tinnitus. If you don't have your body aches and pains. This is not a sun exposure. That's a white blob. Then you got these dark clouds and that isn't normal sun exposure be small. But no, you got a massive, how I know is extra comets like sources in the sky. When it bounces off these dark like attitude control, and there was nano technology. Like, they look like half an inch big, flying around in a small, height level in the street as well on the way home. This is reflections are coming downwards on a large width. You can't really gauge, perhaps, on the camera, the distance, but when it gets like this, nobody gets to see this video. Look, I mean, which is the sun? Which is the natural sun? Hunting the natural sun. Which is it? Is it that? Is it this? Or is it this? Or is it that? This are their comets. They have to bring in. How's that? They have to bring in this extreme dark cover up of these clouds. Be really dark cover up. That, when you stop and safely able to look at the skies, and then you got massive exposure, like source white, pure white, very dark grey. This is so low level to the rooftops of the house below. And then on the right by the London Eye structure, you got the diagonal, meant to be sun rays. But the comets, you could tell the colour definition's different than the one. Just go on. And then, I mean, this is now, which is meant to be the sun. Which is, where is it? Is it this great big blob? Or is it that one? And what's with all the orange? I mean, down below, it's not a bloody sunset. I mean, that's 6 o'clock at night in the UK. And this is just obvious. So how many comments we've got up here? Right, top left one. I mean, I think there's quite a few much together. Now, when the dark comes in, this middle part of the screen is the dark Miami cloud, and you've got this meant to be sun lens ray. Don't forget, there's one over here earlier, and so you've got orange red. If you don't realise, this actually pole shift system is in the skies already. So I'm just going to go right now. So I'll just put on the small screen. So there you go. Just observing the weather. See what it's doing. Guys, that's not natural. It's so unnatural. I just thought and see if there's any others. So, and and then I bet people still like hopping around on their so-called holidays. It's normal, right? If I show you one over Weymouth, well, no. People packing at the beaches. This is just going to bring on another lockdown. people mixing together so much. Found out last me. Just to make it hot, so get out and mix. I've got to put in this screen. There's a lot of people, but the weather's going to change. I could choose a better location. The prices of these places are high. And there's also jobs that still afford to go away. When the economy crashes, is have they got mates in the city? You can see skies. Legends. Mates at the back. One, two, three, four, five. Five reflections up in the sky. Lord. I mean, please see down below. Right, you got the white, yellowy, then the red. I'm not excited. That's gonna. He bring in the toxicity of effect of planetary systems, atmosphere, and in the sky. People are gonna breathe that in. One day, bloody you. Look how large it is. That's so much. That's not the sun. I mean, these others is a long yellow. I might not be able to tell, but I can see left hand side to side. Bloody huge. It's controlled one. So I want it these to control the hotter distance. Oh my gosh. Definitely is. Sadly, that pole shift to Planet X, they call it, or Wormwood. And it quite versions worth checking out. The old maps as well of ancient times about pole shifts. Now this is going to go white and the water reflection. I'm going to put it small. Okay, they messed up my laptop. Be careful. Balance this. Okay. The radiation really helps effective down into the body. Oh my back. I can hear seagulls. Right. I could get this balanced over there. Oh. Oh. Will it hit me again? Sound check. They cut me again. Oh, it's working. Sound check. They cut me again. Yeah, oh, it's working. Sound check. They cut me again. Yeah, oh, it's working. Oh, the monitoring. Sound check. They cut me again. Yeah, oh, it's working. Oh, the monitoring. Sound check. They cut me again. Yeah, oh, it's working. Oh, the monitoring. Sound check. They cut me again. I'll just hack into this again, aren't I? Trying to expose shift effects early this morning when I was sleeping. What on earth was that? That meant to be the sunrise. So it's been napped into again. It's 5 to 7, 4th of the 8th, Wednesday 2021. Shame, isn't it? Never bothered checking because I know they're already radiating. Okay. This is going to be too hard. Busy radiating me. Guys. I don't want it, guys. Okay.
Oh, not really, lads. Come on,
Disappear.
listen, look at the kids.
Disappear.
Very happy.
Disappear, mate.
I've just been sent my
Disappear,
social.
mate. I don't care who you've been sent by. Come inside, Dolly, sweetheart. Come inside, love. Disappear, mate.
Okay.
Guys, a quick backstory here. My two twins, 15-month-old twins, went to a private nursery that I paid to send them there. The people at the nursery, they were coming back, they were just giving them water when Shannon told them to put some juice in the water or they won't drink it, and they kept coming back thirsty and starving. So I took them out of the nursery, to which the nursery worker came round to my house and I told them, look, stop coming to my house, we don't want what to do with nursery, etc. And now look what's happened.
And I mean, why are you checking your kids are all right?
I've been sent by a social worker, that's all.
What for? By who?
By a social worker.
A social worker?
Yeah, told me to come around and check on the children, that's all I'm here to do.
No, where's that come from? I want to know where that's come from.
But I can't get that information out, can I?
You're talking shit, mate. Get off my fucking door now, you fool. You're talking shit. You're talking crap. Get off my door now. Get away from my door now. You know what I do for a living, don't you?
I don't know.
Here, Shannon, pull him in. You know what I do for a living, you sausages, don't you? Collar number 2108. Collar number, you.
5600.
Identify yourself. Why is your collar number not on display? Get it on display.
So there's 3 children under the age of 15 months. I just need to see them and then I'll leave.
You're not seeing nobody, mate.
I do need
You're
to
not seeing nobody, mate. You know what I do for a living? You're not being sent by nobody. You're not being sent by nobody. You're trying to instigate something. Go away. You're not coming in now.
need to see the 3 children.
Nobody, mate. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well, I've had a call.
I don't care if you've had a call.
The children,
We
so
don't
I'm
care.
coming in to check that they're all right.
You will not be coming in my house, mate. You will not be coming in my house.
Check they're all right.
You aren't coming in my house, you want to bet?
No, you're not coming in.
You aren't coming in this
Well,
house,
I've
mate.
seen the 3
I don't
children.
care, you're not seeing 3. What do you mean with 3 children?
And I told there's 3 children under the age of 15
What have you
months.
been told? Yeah, there is 3 children under the age of 15 months.
So
How many children have you got?
I haven't got any children.
How many children have your pals got?
That's
It's not relevant. It is. It's relevant, mate.
Why is it?
Because you're talking about my kids here.
Yeah, I
What do you
just
mean?
check that they're okay.
What, check they're okay? It don't make sense, mate. It don't make sense for a social worker to say that. Yeah, get yourself off. Pitsy, come and witness this.
Checking his kids are all right. Are you mad?
Come here to check his kids, they're alright? You're trying to come in house? Get out of my garden. Get out of my garden, man. 3 years. Why, how come 3 years come to check on them? Get out. How come 3 years have come to check on kids? You know what you're doing, don't you? You know what you want. Trying to instigate something, aren't you? You know what you're doing here then? You're not wanted here, mate. There's 3 years. There's 3 years. Look at mate. Listen, we don't bow down to you, alright? We don't bow down to your authority, mate. Simple as that. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're a king? Do you think you're the king? You're not helping me, mate. You're doing me damage. You're doing me damage. How are you helping me?
So,
You're coming causing trouble at my door.
Are these 2 here?
Causing trouble at my door.
Yeah. They're here.
You've got no need to be here whatsoever. Alright, so go, unless you're going to do something, get out my door now.
Which one's Bella?
Don't matter which one's Bella, get out my door now. Unless you're going to do something, go.
I don't know why you've been so
Because
confrontational.
I don't like you. You know what I do for a living? I don't like you. 3 sausages on my door check on my kids. Are you fucking joking me? Are you fucking kidding me? Get away from my door now, you set of clowns. You come to check on my kids. And you, what for? On what basis?
Wow, they've
On
got
what
public
basis? Get on the phone, you little
servants.
sausage, and get out my garden now. You set of clowns, man. You 3 set of muppets, man. Get out. Here, listen, right? They're not saying who sent them, mate. They're not saying anything. Based on what? Based on what?
Just, let's have a look. Undercover police told. Let's have a look. What is? So he's obviously is an auditor. He goes around filming public servants. Right. It goes round. I wouldn't do this. Heavy-handed and disgusting public servants. No wonder. If he's got anybody out there with children, I wouldn't put yourself in a position. Some idiots still think it's illegal to filming. You can film in public, yeah.
What city did we see dejected tomato in? Coventry. Coventry. Yeah. Well, guys, I don't think I've got any notifications left. Burned them all out today. I think you get 3 per day, guys. And that's for videos, live streams, and
Yeah, so basically there's also RT News people out in Beirut streets on anniversary of their port blast, whatever that means. And that's it. It's not far away from Jerusalem. Unfortunately, also, there was a train crash in Europe countryside. Bloody heck.
So, evening people. This right here is your police department.
Those demonic skies. Those demonic skies. Oh, it's so. I wonder if there's any Scotland cameras. If there's like a hint of red and pink up in the skies. Definitely. They're so like northern Scotland as well on the live weather cam. 5weather.co.uk. I'm also checking. And they're covering that. I don't need to talk to me stream. There's others in the background.
The Phoenix program, assassinating suspected VC sympathizers in a systematic manner, worked well and is the blueprint for the current black operation targeting thousands of loyal Americans using state-of-the-art microwave and radio frequency radiation weapons. The motivation to suppress domestic dissidents and to assassinate loyal American opposition stems from the perception of dissent against the war as treason. This philosophy is stated very clearly in the Mind War paper written by Michael Aquino. The Department of Defense has a huge stake in futuristic technology that kills by ionizing and non-ionizing radiation, leaving little or no trace. The indiscriminate killing of the Phoenix program continues on American soil. The terms soft kill, slow kill, and silent kill refer to the new way of killing the enemy in conflicts short of war and the small wars of the future. The counterinsurgency doctrine has now been applied to the home front so that the perceived betrayal of the military in Vietnam will not be repeated. The generation of CIA and military intelligence led by Shackley, Helms, Casey, Singlab, Secord, John B. Alexander, Michael Aquino, Paul Vallely, and others have built the perfect beast using selective assassination that leaves no trace. The ability to cull the human herd with silent kill technology allows a few personalities to remake the entire society in their own image. Extremely low frequency technology slowly drives the target crazy with silent sound, similar to the CIA MK Ultra psychiatrist Ewan Cameron's psychic driving technique used to break down the target's personality. The new buzzwords at the Pentagon are synthetic telepathy and psychotronics. Another means of attack on targets is the Smirnov patent that uses subliminal suggestion to manipulate human behavior. This patent was purchased by the remote viewing company Scitech Corporation. Military intelligence officers involved in developing these non-lethal weapons also control Scitech. Emotional manipulation is accomplished using Dr. Michael Persinger's work to remotely project emotional states that the brain entrains or locks onto and emulates. One can broadcast rage or fear at an individual target to manipulate and control them. As if these methods were not enough to torture and murder people, add to this nightmarish toolbox active gang stalking. CIA-created cults and other cause-oriented groups are used by actively harassing them in public in a neutralization technique described in counterintelligence operations manuals that are aimed at enemy agents. In the race to develop a new weapon, it has always been necessary to test it on human beings. Perfecting the latest weapons designed to kill slowly and silently, as well as perfecting the process of controlling the human mind, are no different. Once the weapon has been perfected on these 2,000 people, the same techniques will be applied en masse to the general population, and then to humanity as a whole. MK Ultra was the secret CIA crash program to develop techniques to control the human mind. By the end of the Korean War, 70% of the 7,000 U.S. prisoners of war had signed confessions. 15% cooperated fully, and only 5% steadfastly refused confession or indoctrination. Professors Wolf and Hinkle submitted a secret report to Director of Central Intelligence Alan Dulles about communist methods of brainwashing that was the definitive work on the subject in 1953. It stated that no drugs or machines were used. Intense psychological pressure and human weakness were the key, beginning with solitary confinement. Guards constantly reminded the prisoner that he was totally cut off from outside support, ordered him to stand for long periods, dictated the positions allowed for sleep, waking him if he moved while sleeping, banned essence to he knew not what. The interrogator and the prisoner bond in their shared ransacking of the captive's soul. As the interrogation proceeded, the prisoner realized that he could only end his ordeal with a full confession. Quote, "The prisoner feels that something must be done in this. He must find a way out." According to a KGB man, more than 99% of prisoners sign a confession at this stage.
Sometimes people like something. On average, females, some 31 78, 94. Chinese guys aren't there as well. Yeah. Thought so. One that program this person. And the one that's guys. It's 200, don't they? And you want, yeah. I'm on it program, thinking, not sure.
Stage. Then the subject was either shot or sent to a labor camp after sentencing. Chinese techniques would move on to re-education of prisoners by moving them into a group cell for political indoctrination, incessant study of Marx and Mao, lectures and self-criticism led to political conversion by group pressure. Prisoners demonstrated their commitment by ferociously attacking any deviations. Constant intimacy with prisoners who reviled him for his resistance pushed the prisoner beyond his emotional endurance. As the prisoner conformed, his cellmates gave increased acceptance and esteem, which reinforced his commitment to the party, for he learned that only his acceptance allowed him to live successfully in the cell. In contrast, the American mind control effort was a mini-Manhattan project with conviction that the keys to brainwashing lay in technology. The agency's brainwashing experts gravitated to people in the mold of the brilliant and sometimes mad scientists, obsessed by the wonders of the brain. In 1953, CIA officer Richard Helms chose Dr. Sidney Gottlieb to run the technical service staff. The TSS, through the Office of Research and Development, was given the job of developing poisons to assassinate political opponents, truth serum drugs for interrogating spies, and hypnotic techniques to create unwitting double agents, couriers, and robot assassins. Dr. Gottlieb used Nazi scientists and their state-of-the-art mind control techniques that had been perfected in concentration camps using victims of the Holocaust. General Dwight D. Eisenhower gave his personal approval to exploit the work and research of the Nazis in the death camps. The German doctors were brought to the U.S. and went to work for Project Paperclip. These men were insulated against war crimes charges. The Nuremberg prosecutors were shocked that the U.S. authorities were using German doctors despite their criminal past. Under the leadership of Dr. Struckhold, 34 scientists accepted contracts from Project Paperclip and were moved to Randolph Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. These personalities began to work on human radiation studies, aviation medicine, microwave technology, and MKUltra mind control experiments. The authorization to hire these Nazi scientists came directly from the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The top military brass stated that they wished to exploit these rare minds. Operation Paperclip eventually recruited 9,000 Nazi scientists and technicians to help the U.S. destroy the USSR. Some of these scientists were known as programmers, people skilled in the art of breaking down and controlling the human mind. Dr. Joseph Mengele and others experimented extensively with children and adults using mescaline, electroshock therapy, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, torture, rape, starvation, and trauma bonding in an effort to control the human mind. Dr. Mengele was so successful using the technique of trauma bonding that survivors today still exhibit a profound affection for their torturer, referring to Mengele as Beautiful Joseph. Dr. L. Wilson Green was a Jewish doctor who the Nazis coerced to participate in their experiments at Auschwitz. This individual, whose code name was Dr. Green, came to the U.S. after World War II and began to experiment on adults and children for the military and CIA. The military and CIA copied the Nazi methodology and began numerous programs of their own. The first CIA program was known as MKUltra. The MK is an abbreviation for the German words for mind control. By 1953, the CIA, U.S. Navy, and U.S. Army Chemical Corps were conducting their own narco-hypnosis programs on prisoners, mental patients, foreigners, ethnic minorities, and those classified as sexual deviants. To avoid confusion, the dozens of mind control operations will be referred to generically as MKUltra. According to MKUltra documents and sources, the methodology of mind control works best when severe trauma is administered by the age of 3 years old. Severe trauma, such as rape, applied at the age of 3, will cause the personality to split or dissociate in an attempt to shield the mind from memories of events too painful to endure. The psychiatric terms are multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder and can be produced accidentally or purposefully. The Three Faces of Eve is the true story of multiple personality disorder created by childhood abuse. Psychic trauma and creation of multiple personalities was eventually codified by programmers into a standard methodology and is typically accomplished by forcing children to observe and participate in the ritual sacrifice of animals and humans, and inducing further psychic trauma by the means of rape and other horrors. The trauma causes the dissociation. This functions much like the partitioning of a hard drive in a computer. The dissociative state is used as an opening to hypnotically induce an alternate shell personality. The programmer will use hypnosis and triggers to call forth the created personality known as an alter personality. Only 20% of the general population is easily hypnotizable, but trauma at an early age makes people vulnerable to dissociation and thus easily hypnotizable. Typically, the programmer might wear a costume, such as a rabbit suit, and sacrifice a rabbit in front of the child victims before they are physically traumatized. The image of the rabbit, a phrase from Alice in Wonderland, or similar paired images are used as the triggers to call forth the alter personality. The method works best when the trauma is repeated around 6 years of age. A few years later, the child victim's IQ tests and personality test are evaluated to determine whether the child may be trained in an assassination, sexual blackmail, drug courier, or other role. The subject can be hypnotized and used for operations, but would only be consciously aware of the sense of lost time. Dr. Sidney Gottlieb employed these early programmers and concentrated on the use of LSD for mind control and exotic poisons and drugs for political assassinations. He personally gave LSD to an unknowing fellow scientist, Dr. Frank Olson, who worked for the Army Chemical Corps Special Operations Division at Fort Detrick. His job was developing biological weapons. Dr. Olson committed suicide by jumping through the window of a 10th floor hotel. Dr. Gottlieb concealed his actions, and the Olson family was unaware of the cause of his suicide until 27 years later, when the facts emerged during a congressional hearing on CIA abuses. The link between Gottlieb and Olson illustrates how the different elements of biological and chemical weapons, radiation testing, and MK-Ultra were all intertwined.
Got to watch out. Phoenix program assassinating subjected BC. It's a top documentary website. CIA military intelligence. The ability to cult the human herd of silent kill technology. There has a few personalities that remain entire society on its own. True biotechnology. Electronic torture, remote neural monitoring. Oh, God. well, this is giving off the reflections upwards. Large red, very large red, or quite a few smaller objects at the top of the screen with the backdrop of the grey is red. Small right inside, it's like a planet, comet planet shape, and the left side is, that's meant to be the sun exposure, is it? But the sun rays is going upwards instead of downwards. And then you got a large reddish, very red object there on the right. Left again, larger. That's what they're covering up with these. I'll get a video of this. So strange. So I can pick up on the camera. Not sure. Right. This is a nice weather camera in London. It's meant to be the sun exposure, 8 o'clockish, and it's given off round objects there, up higher. These comets. Again, back. Look at those guys. Be nice. Go back. White sun, but all this darker colours. Been observing these colours. Look at that. Which is meant to be the natural sun. Goodness knows what. And that, which is meant to be the natural sun, so I'm going to go right fast forward. Where's all the red? Right. There. There. Larger up here. Might not be able to see it on this camera. There. Now let's go into these colours now. Look how it's split into two. Look at the colours there. Sorry, there you go. Right. I'll post down.
It's meant to be the sun.
That's definitely unnatural.
It's given off ground objects that occupy these points.
Ah, right. That's grains one. I'll show you this one.
Introducing
Get this one. I don't know what he's speaking. Hold on. 'Against the Great Neutral Channel. It's counting how many comets in the skies. It's counting. "2,000 comets entered our atmosphere in 2019. Not to know.
Supplier of the year and which recommended provider 4 years in a row.
Задържани. Имате те коментари, koji su glupi, koji nemaju veze s mozgom. Blue marble here. All over with the trolls and with the astronomers. But you know that NASA, they have their cooperatives. I mean, the educational, universities who are dealing with astrophysics, and they are give them hot potato to dealing with the planet X. And what they did, they even made the software when you can follow the planet X. And now I will show you this. And now take a look what I'm going to show you. Oh, yes. It's time for the truth. So this here is the orbit simulator, a Comet Borley interactive. This is LASP. This is a name of the main name of the university which are dealing with this. So as you can see here, we got here zoom in. Okay, we got. Let me show you just a moment. I have to show you something else. So first we got the list of the planets from the solar system. So I will read it aloud to you. First one next to the sun, in the front of the sun, is the Mercury, 457 astronomical units away from the sun. Then it's a Venus, 0.7. Earth, 0.98. In effect, it's 1 astronomical unit. Mars, 1.6 astronomical units. Jupiter, 5.4 astronomical units. Saturn, 9.5. Uranus, 19.776 astronomical units. Neptune, 29.7. Pluto,
5.5. Comet Borley, 5.76 astronomical units. And then in the end of the list is the planet X, people. It's the planet X. Look at it here. Planet X, the distance from the sun is 3.35. Let me tell you what is this. This 6 astronomical units. Jupiter, 5. Listen to me, 5.4 astronomical units. Saturn, 9.5. Uranus, 19.776 astronomical units. Neptune, 29.7. Pluto, 33.5. Comet Borley, 5.76 astronomical units. And then in the end of the list is the planet X, people. It's the planet X. Look at that here. Planet X, the distance from the sun is 3.35. Let me tell you what is this. This is between the Jupiter and the Mars. And this is here. Let me zoom in. I will show you. Here is the planet X. I will zoom out just a moment. Show you where the planet X is. So this is the orbit of the Mars. This is the planet X between the Jupiter and the orbit of the Mars. Now I will show you how much close the planet X will come toward Earth. Now watch this measure here, because this is the closest 0.75. People, Mercury, this is the distance from the sun, 0.75 is the very close to the Earth. I can go to the 1 astronomical unit, and that will be, this is where the Earth is, and the speed of this object is 29,000 kilometers per second, people.
Wow.
Okay, and let me show you something here else. Where is it? Just a moment. I have to go back here. This is by default said the orbital. How do you say orbital period? So how much time this is going around all around our universe, so-called universe? It's 6,000 years. Okay, 6,000 years, people. And speed, it's about 16,000 kilometers per hour. So this is an official software from university which are directly connected to the NASA. And NASA give a hot potato. Here it is, planet X, it's here. This is Comet Borley. This big one, it's Comet Borley. So let's speed up this. Just a moment. Zoom in. What can we do with this? This is the, okay. So this is the planet X here. This one, blue one. It's look at the color. Look at the color. Just a moment. I'm sorry. Look at the color. The color is exactly like melancholia. This is what I want to show you. So zoom in. Just a moment. Okay, zoom in. Can I do something about this? Just a moment. No, it's not possible. So this blue marble here is the planet X, okay? And it got the same color as the planet on the movie Melancholia, bluish. Look at gray, bluish, people. So, I I don't know what to say about this. This is absolutely amazing. They put this right in the front. They put it all in the internet, people. They put it all in the internet.
Wow.
And people are arguing about where is the comet and the planet X, blah, 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 blah. But look, it was there, accessible to anyone who can find this. I stumbled on this while I was searching how many comets enter in the solar system. But wait. This is not all. This is not all. Let me tell you something.
I knew
Let me
there
tell
was
you
something
something
up in the
else.
sky.
Or let me launch my astronomical program, and let me show you something. So you will finally see what is Nibiru, and you will finally see what I've been telling you all the time, what the Nibiru is. Now we have completely proved that Catalina US10 is Nibiru. Now watch what I'm going to show you. Just a moment to launch astronomical program, and we will wait this to be okay.
See, I'm giving. I get to go. Please wait.
Now, we are going to find Catalina US10 in the find option. Now, pay attention what I'm going to show you. Here it is, Nibiru, Catalina US10. Here it is. This started at backyard 642 Bruce. This is Nibiru, Catalina US10. The distance of this object is 17 astronomical units. 17 astronomical units. Okay, now let's go here and let's see what it's. So this is linked to Uranus and Saturn. In Uranus, Saturn. And let me show you this distance here. 17. Here it is. Okay. Out. Here is the planet X. And this is here, people. This is here. 17 astronomical units away. Look how far it's from the sun. Astronomical units away from the sun. The 3 astronomical units. And let me show you that in between the Mars and the Jupiter. Okay. So this is the location of the Catalina US10. Back. It's circling, and it's going back because all this. I'm sorry, sorry. All this. It's true. All this
radiation effect.
All this. How do you say? All these orbits are circular. All these orbits are circular. They're going in the circle. So in one moment it may be very distant, but in the next moment, this is back again. And we are witnessing now something what is happening and
radiation on my body at the same time.
Suffering of the consequences of these comets, which are causing fire all around the world.
Yeah.
Flood all over the world, Europe and snow in the summer, hail in the summer.
Yeah.
Then we have drought and we have earthquakes, a lot of strong earthquakes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about the August.
Computer's been hacked.
I expect escalation of all this, what is going to happen until the end of the August.
So do I.
This is my expectation. And
Mr.
they are justified 100% sure. I think that whatever is happening right now, dakle, mislim što god se sada dešava, da je to još pod nekakvom, ajde nazovimo,
No, it's talking
kontrolom.
common language.
I da je to još uvek
I'm being hacked.
varljivo, odnosno provarljivo, da sad se još
So I could understand.
nevremenima i da će to još lutat okolo, gađat određene točke gdje se komete budu ispraznile i napravile koje kakve
Okay, it's a great YouTube channel. Check it out, people.
nepodopštine, ono što se kaže. Kako bude vreme odmicalo, to će biti češće i da se to će biti. So, as long as we go toward the end of the August, it will go out of the control. What does it mean out of the control? That means that we will have probably, very probably, climate lockdown because there will be no possible way to...
We'll have a lockdown. That's why God needs a lockdown again, because these comments. Stop hacking my bloody computer. Oh. Stream for 2 hours. Wow. I just knew that red, what I'm noticing in the skies and webcams. And oh, I just had a gut feeling there's more to it as well. But you see, this is why they monitor you, hack you, target you. And then the depopulation, you know, draw the gravstones. I can't even check this bloody computer because they keep hacking every damn thing. 9 playbacks. And the radiation effects. The chemical effects. So, it shows Planet X with forward description. I would suggest, you know, he's always been spot on with his mathematical models. Croatia, who lives in Europe. He says on his description, you won't believe what was found. I fell on my, you know what, behind. And the weather, the earthquakes are not just climate change, they imply. Oh my gosh. So that's against Grey YouTube channel. Just finish up with his last statement on it.
Stop this. What is going to happen in the until the end of the maybe end of the year, end of the August, but I think that the end of the August will be some kind of the culmination or the triggering point of no return. So, as in Melancholia said, 6, 7, 8, look what happened in June, July, and August. We are just in the beginning of the August. Don't forget this. So, what you can do, you can follow, unfortunately, you can follow the media to get some information or some info what's going on in the other side of the world. Luckily, we still have YouTube and people who are collecting this all in one video, and you can find this video compilation of this bad weather situation and earthquakes in some YouTube channels which are dealing with the connecting all this in one piece. For example, trouble in August, what happened in July, what happened in June, by the month, some kind of the review, what happened in the previous month. So I encourage you and I recommend you to go to these channels. I don't have time to do such a video. It takes a lot of effort to put all this together and head down to the people who are doing this. They are really doing a great job, and this is something what is not very easy, because you have to search for the best presentation, best picture, best high resolution whatsoever. So if you want to see what is going on in the world, the best is to go on YouTube or some channel which are showing some videos like end times videos or something like this. I don't know how they call them. Whatever. And then you see